Let's begin Skill 27, Dividing Fractions and Mixed Numbers. To divide fractions and mixed numbers, we're going to write any mixed numbers as improper fractions, find the reciprocal of the divisor, and we'll talk about that in just a second, and multiply the dividend by the reciprocal of the divisor. So let's take a look at this and talk about these words. First of all, we know what divide means, we know what fractions are, we know what mixed numbers are. Mixed numbers mean we've got a whole number plus a fraction. We're going to write any mixed numbers as improper fractions. We've talked about improper fractions. Improper fractions mean that your numerator is greater than your denominator. Now it says find the reciprocal, and we've talked about reciprocal. Reciprocal is the multiplicative inverse, or flip it upside down when you're talking about a fraction, of the divisor. Now divisor and dividend are words that you probably have talked about sometime when you were in elementary school, but you may not remember. So if we find the reciprocal of the divisor is in this case, the second one, and the dividend is the first one. So the one that you are dividing by is the divisor, the other one is the dividend. So we've got the dividend divided by the divisor. We're going to take the reciprocal or multiplicative inverse of the divisor. So let's take a look at the problems below. Just to remind us, we'll look at 1 and 3 for what the reciprocal means. Remember that reciprocal means flip it, so 11 over 6. And for number 3, we have a whole number, so whole number, to write it as a fraction, we have to put it over 1, and then to flip it, it would be 1 over 8. So let's take a look at the problems here below. And since we've already done several problems like 5 through 7, we're going to skip those. And let's take a look at number 8, because this one does have a whole number divided by a fraction. And just to remind us what we do, we're going to put 8 over 1. That's going to stay the same, 8 over 1, multiply by the multiplicative inverse or the reciprocal of the divisor, and the 1/3 becomes 3 over 1. 8 times 3 is 24, 1 times 1 is 1, and we go ahead and simplify that further because the 1 on the bottom, if we divide 24 by 1, we get 24. Let's take a look at number 10. This time we have a fraction divided by a mixed number. The first thing we're going to do is rewrite it as 2/4 divided by, and we're going to change our mixed number to an improper fraction. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. Then we're going to use our rule, 2/4 times the reciprocal of 3 over 2 is 2/3. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 3 is 12. They both divide by 4. And when I divide them by 4, 4 divided by 4 is 1. 12 divided by 4 is 3. So the quotient, or the answer, is going to be 1/3. So far, all of this stuff is things that we've already done before. You know how to find the reciprocal, you know how to change a whole number to a fraction, you know how to change a mixed number to an improper fraction, and you should know how to divide fractions. So I'm going to leave it at that for the examples, and let's turn to page 54 for the homework. On the homework, I would like for you to do problems 15, 18, 19, and let's add 16. So we'll do 4 at the top. Now down at the bottom, they're saying solve each equation. These equations are much easier than the ones that we've done before. I want to do number 20 with you, and then we'll do just a couple for your homework. So S equals 3/4 divided by 1/2. We'll change that to 3/4 times the reciprocal of 1/2, which is 2 over 1. So S equals 3 times 2 is 6, 4 times 1 is 4. If I simplify that, I get 4 goes into 6 one time with 2 left over. and I simplify it further to 1 1/2. So really, we are to an extent solving an equation because we've added an equal sign and a variable on the left, but these are much easier than the ones you have done. So go ahead and you work 22 and 28 and 30 and 31. So you have 8 problems on the back: 15, 16, 18, 19, 22, 28, 30, and 31. When you finish, you can come to my room to check the answers or check the answers with your RTI teacher during your RTI class. This is the last skill in this packet. I know that we do have skill 23, and we will come back to that when we do adding fractions. So your quiz will be over skills 24, 25, 26, and 27, so be sure that you understand how to do each one of those, and get extra help if you need it from me or from your RTI teacher if you're not sure.